Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday 26th of August. So looking through the markets this morning, before I do so, looking at the fundamentals, and once again it's quiet day out there. It's really quiet day out there. There's nothing of any real significance. Core durable goods this afternoon for the US. We might see some volatility around it, particularly the core data. They came out much better than expected last time, and have been upgraded on the previous. Also, they can be quite a variable number anyway, so we'll see what happens there. But that may, as I say, that's 130. Aside of that, there's little else. Crude oil inventories for the oil followers there at 330. For the pound at 5 p.m. Now, if you're in any positions that are going to run through, we've got the MPC member speaking, but realistically he's due to speak at the Edinburgh International Culture Summit. There you go. Can't see a lot going on there somehow, unless he's asked some really tricky questions. So let's look at the technicals, starting off with the euro. And yesterday ended up a positive day, but a day stuck in range, and we're seeing this at the moment. Looking at its 4-hourly chart, it's struggling to pass. There's not only the weekly pivot here, but if I just come back, if I can bring into shot, let me just see if I can bring it into shot. He says, for those who use the cloud formation, there we go, it's got resistance. So there's a resistance, previous technical resistance, that's sort of sitting in those levels as well. So there's correlation between the two. That's not really the word I wanted, but anyway. There's certainly some resistance around those areas. We've still got the key moving averages. 4-hourly still pointing upwards. If we could break that level, break that 4-hourly 50, then I think we'd be on the more bullish side of things here. But as it stands, it's still, well, it's sort of, I've got the trend line that's been broken numerous times here. The new trend line got broken. I popped across the more recent highs to the upside, but it is really quite in a flat situation. In fact, if I were to draw on here, if I can draw on here, or maybe it's going to let me draw on here, there we go. Across the lows here, you can see we've just been pitching this morning back into that sort of upward trend support line. But I think it's really a case of watching post 8 o'clock what happens here. This 1840 is providing solid resistance at the moment, as I said, on two accounts. And that may confluence, that was the word I was looking for a moment ago, the confluence of other indicators coming across here may just be strong enough to hold back at the moment. So that's the euro. A break of these this trend line here. Well, you see how tight the pivots are today. It's very pinched here in terms of price action. Let me get rid of this other line here, it's just noise now. It's very pinched here in terms of price action. We may get a kicker today. We may have to wait until the Jackson Hole conference starts tomorrow in the US to see more, particularly with the normal holiday volumes coming through. Okay, that's the euro. The pound. So what's happening on the pound front? It's been as choppy as anything. The pound, it's intraday as well. It's been quite snatch back sort of moves that sort of kick in here. It's just showing that little extra potential though for the upside. You won't want to bet the house on it, but it has put higher lows, higher highs through here yesterday, broke through its weekly pivot, come back, retested it, but actually broke through to tested today's daily pivot. At the moment it's looking erring on that more bullish side. We'll see how things progress with this. There is the potential we could see further upside there. Looking at the dollar yen then. Dollar yen yesterday really sold off. We saw quite a sell-off yesterday. It's been pushing up. As I'm looking at the moment, we're back into that daily 50. Around about that daily 50 has been holding things for some time. Whether it'll actually hold it at the moment, we'll have to wait and see. But we're seeing some sort of weakness here. A break a bit lower here may suggest a lower high coming through here, and maybe this the dollar just is letting the yen regain some of those losses that it made over the last couple of days. To say it's really just really waiting to see if it breaks below that daily pivot. Breaks below the daily pivot, the yen might have it. I was looking to see if the yen was going to give up more today. If it had, and if it does turn around and start giving back up, there may be some half decent trades with the cross pairs. The euro yen, for example, yesterday, if I can bring this on, absolutely had a stormer come through the morning and pushed up even through the later session there. So it's just showing how this pairing was going. Again, we're sitting on looking at the euro yen whilst I'm here. There is some divergence across the highs there, and maybe if we see some bit of yen strength against the dollar and the euro just stays a bit of a constant, we could see this rolling back towards the key moving averages and maybe the S1, those prior highs, that sort of monthly pivot area as we go through the day. Okay, it's moving on back to the majors against the dollar, Aussie dollar. It's just been plugging its way around, very low volatility at the moment overall. And if we come down the time frames here, well, high lows, high highs pushing through there. It has got an untouched daily pivot, which if it does start selling off will come into play, but it's just not many pips away at all. It's 13 pips away from where we are at the moment, maybe even less if you've got a confirmation trigger or something. So overall though, these high lows, high highs, maybe it's got some further upside there as well. A lot of these markets, as I said, may just be waiting to see, or say the markets, but traders trading these markets may be waiting for the reaction and the comments coming out from tomorrow's meeting, which starts tomorrow and runs into Friday. Okay, CAD, Canadian dollar, been selling off here strongly up until recently. You can see this last week it's in a tight range here. I don't expect anything too different. Maybe if it pushes back above this this bunch of moving average, it will run back up towards the highs there, but it could equally, just looking at the way the strength of the other markets, it could easily on this sort of bear flag, if it starts breaking down, just run back down towards the lows there. Nothing absolutely clear on it. It's, as I said, it's been range trading effectively. If you can catch the right side of one of those ranges, maybe even back towards the highs there, and may come back for a sell point, but difficult as it stands. As I say, the only thing I could see there is a simple trend line over the lows there and look for the breakdown. Okay, and finally, that's Canadian dollar. Finally, let's just run through the S&Ps. Up and away is my comments here really, and it's, well, started off a bit flat today relatively. We're not seeing the push that we've seen. Okay, not very big pushes, but the pushes we've been seeing over the last couple of days, just flattening out. 4 hourly here, it's that sort of just slightly lower high coming in at the moment. Now maybe this will roll back a little bit and give a confirmed lower high, but nothing's clear here. We've just looking at it from an hourly perspective, and well, come back, tested the daily pivot here. A break of those highs there, we'll potentially see further upsides. It is an inverted head and shoulder sort of pattern there, so maybe we'll just see a continuation on the break of the neckline. In old-fashioned technical talk, that. Oil, not really been touching this lately. It's just got into too much of a whip. It did actually break out yesterday. A little bit more, pushing back up a little bit, but when you come out, the actual ranges are quite tight. It has now pushed up to its August highs actually at 43.51. Maybe it's got some more legs in it, but personally, with the sort of price action we're seeing here, I've just been leaving it for now. Okay, that's pretty much it. Oil, that's it, covered everything. Oh, gold, there's a quick look at gold for you very briefly. So gold, well, still stuck here really, isn't it? And it's, to me, it's looking like it's just got potentially a bit more downside as I'm looking at it at this stage, maybe back down towards that daily 50 and this consolidation phase. This all could change again quite quickly, depending on, as I say, really on tomorrow's Thursdays and Fridays sort of Jackson Hole meeting. I think will be significant and could be a bit more significant with gold. Right, have a great day. Bye for now.